Welcome. Good morning, beautiful souls. Good afternoon, good evening, however you find us. Find me. I welcome you. Today, I am so excited to be discussing this topic. Before I do, I welcome you to comment and let me know where you are, what the weather is like. Here it's getting really warm. I can feel summer is definitely is here. Happy summer solstice. Um, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for a special presentation. I'm going to have one of my masters, and we're going to be talking about crystals and Reiki and all kinds of energy topics. So I look forward to having you tomorrow night for a special edition. And so that's going to be really exciting. Today is one of my favorite topics concerning quantum. When I first started quantum, I was still being certified. I was taking, I think, my second certification course for light work. I was becoming a light worker practitioner at that point, and I had decided I was really interested in quantum. So I was becoming a quantum practitioner. One of the first things they said to me was to study the laws of attraction and to study the hermetic laws. And so as I started to do that, one of the first ones they really encouraged was polarity. And I have used polarity so much in healing. Polarity has been profound. So when we go through and we discuss, I'm going to give you the definition of polarity. Polarity is a relative orientation of poles. It's the direction of a magnetic or electric field. Plural noun is polarities. The state of having two opposite or contradictive tendencies, opinions, or aspects. So when someone has, one is, um, a Republican and one is a Democrat, or one likes salt and the other likes sugar, or one likes pepper and one likes salt, that kind of thing. One likes spicy food, one likes sweet food. Those are polarities. Polarities between other examples. We're going to go through examples. Polarities would be between a male and a female. There's polarities in nature all over the place. Magnets are polarities. Water and oil is a polarity. Being quiet and being really loud is a polarity. There's the polarities in relationships between masculine and feminine. And we see that in plants all over the place. We're going to naturally see polarities in nature. There's the polarity between love and hate. There's the polarity or good and bad, north and south, or east and west. Above, so below, or and we see that in all these different aspects. So going in, how do we use polarity for healing? Well, polarity can be extremely profound, because when we can use this for the greatest potential for healing, it opens up so much. And how do I use this? Well, a lot of times people will get into one aspect and one pole. So when we can see the difference in these poles, it opens up so much healing potential. So when we're seeing, when we become that, when we can open up our pillar. So as a lot of times, our soul is like a tree. So if you can see yourself as a tree, and you see this little teeny, um, like sapling, you're going to see this baby sapling, and as it opens up its root system, it's going to grow down below. Well, as it grows down below, it has the ability to grow up above. That in itself is a polarity. Well, a lot of times, if we only grow in one aspect, then it's hindering our healing. A lot of times, when we're concentrating on one of those aspects, it's almost like overwatering or giving over too much attention to one aspect of that tree. So when we can give so much love and attention to both aspects of our tree, we open up the whole tree for love, or our plant for love. So what it does is it brings in, the ability, because our pillar is just like a tree. So when we open up the root system and offer, sometimes, like our plants, they need more, they need to be transplanted. So when we can see and give that bottom aspect healing and growth, and feel in, wow, maybe there is something going on with the root system where, it's only feeling mud. Maybe the roots, or the bottom half, is just feeling, the is always experiencing loudness. Maybe you're always in a state of being in, noise. So that's where going out and experiencing quiet is to an advantage. When we can experience a polarity, it opens up an opportunity for healing. That's when, going into the quiet, you have an opportunity to listen to your own soul, to listen to source, to listen to what you need on an intuitive level. When we can go in and do the opposite of what we're used to, it creates opportunities to heal and grow. When we are always doing, a lot of times we get into a habit of seeing things in one perspective. So if we can see things in the opposite perspective of what we're in the habit of doing, it opens those doors. So a lot of times, it's that's what it's like, moving that energy. So a lot of times, like, we will get into the habit of seeing things, in a half empty space. Oh, the glass is always half empty for me. I don't understand what's going on. Well, when we can start seeing it as the half full for just a moment, then something changes in our energy. Well, it's the same thing. It's changing that energy. It's neither good nor bad. It's just moving that energy and the physics level. So, it's or moving from, sometimes when we move our furniture around from, uh, moving the room from the north side of the room, our bed from the north to the south or the south to the north, we see a different perspective. It's all about seeing different perspectives or getting our letting our plants have a new light. We are just like plants. We need light as well. So when we can offer ourselves new perspectives and see the yin and the yang, we can grow from both aspects. So when we can see the polarity in both aspects, we can grow from those things. So, by moving ourselves around and seeing the good as well as the bad, when we can see the bad in the situation, we can figure out what we need to do to clean it up, how we can move our room around and clean things up. Just like moving our furniture around, we get to figure out, oh, there's a dust bunny, or there's a new way to rearrange our books so we can have more advantage of picking them up when we need to. It's just a different way of seeing things. So sometimes by just adjusting things, we can see things from a different perspective, even if it means seeing the negative for a brief moment or a little bit. We get to see we get to bring in our gifts, our positive aspects from it, because we get to grow from the strength of it. We get to bring in all of the things we have learned and grow from this, because if we didn't ever it's almost like going into the garden and rototilling. Every time we rototill and we bring up all that soil and nutrients, then we get to use it again. But if we were to just use that soil year after year without rototilling, all that nutrients would be pushed down further and further, and we wouldn't even see it coming up to the surface. We wouldn't know what we have to work with. So it's good to bring things up and work with it, because then we can take the things that are no longer useful out of the equation and heal the situation as we need to and then go forward. It's seeing what we need to grow. And as we do that, we combine the positive and and the negative, and we can heal from the negative aspects. We can bring the masculine and the feminine together, and we can use the attributes of both sides to grow, because that's how nature does it. They use the masculine and the feminine together to multiply and to grow and to create harmony in nature. So, as we grow and we use those polarities for the best interest of all, we bring in unity and we create sovereignty and grace and joy. So it's not a bad thing. It's actually a beautiful thing to bring in all of our polarities to create this unity, this joy, this grace. And in the end, it creates freedom, because we are looking at things from a full bodied perspective. So that is why I love polarity. And we get to embrace the whole picture for what it is and love the whole picture for what it is. So I just wanted to share that with you. You have a wonderful day, and I look forward to sharing our special edition tomorrow. Many blessings.